Mary Dean Esquire, everybody. This is Leopold Abankra with the HBCU Wall Street podcast. Don't forget to follow us. Please don't forget to follow us at HBCU Wall Street on Instagram. Don't forget to check out the website, wallstreet.hbcupridenation.com. Whew. Mary, how you doing? She's all the way turned up.
Yeah, on a Sunday morning.
Exactly.
We sip my water.
Mary Dean Esquire. You can check her out. wallstreetlawyer.com. Wow. Okay. You can also check her out on Instagram at Mary Dean ESQ. That's Mary with an E. Mary with an E. Yep. Don't forget.
The E is decoration.
Yes, and her firm is the Dean Law Firm. So, Mary, how's your day going?
I'm having a great time with you, man.
Yeah.
You got me turned up in my office this morning.
We're over here on Wall Street, actually. And Wall Street is very exciting place to be, too. Very touristy area. It's not very touristy on the weekdays, right?
It is. During the week, it's more.
Yeah, it's more.
Yeah, because then you're interacting with the stock market is open, and if they're having something big out, there is a new company going public.
Yeah.
Oh, then get bananas over there.
Oh, okay. And you're just on your way, kind of doing your thing, kind of trying to get out the way of all the crowds and stuff.
Yeah, but no, sometimes I turn into a tourist. I can't lie because you have to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I have to remind myself to enjoy it. Because sometimes you get so bogged down in the grind, your head is down, and you're walking by and you look up and everybody is enjoying the space that you're in.
Yeah, very true, very true. Oh, that's good, so you've been not small town, Houston girl.
Yes, honey.
And moved New York 5 years now.
Yep. I moved to California, stayed there for about 6 months, then came to New York.
Okay. Ooh, how was that, Cali?
California was amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I experienced California.
Yeah.
God does everything for a reason. So I had to have a little pit stop in that place. I think as emotionally shook up as I was with leaving Texas, I think maybe California was training wheels, if you will. It was, it's a place that people meditate on the beach.
Yeah.
And so I needed that soothingness before I got to the real gritty.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that space. I had a hummingbird that lived outside my bedroom window. And she'd wake up and I feel like, Cinderella, like, good morning.
This is a Disney movie. Yeah. So don't be saying everything because someone's gonna try to steal that.
I would go pluck, fresh lemons off the tree and for my honey. So I enjoyed that experience.
Yeah. Okay. So I gotta know how it was like growing up in Houston and just your discipline. At what keeps you thriving in this New York area? Wall Street to be exact.
Well, I'm from Sunnyside, Houston, Texas.
Sunnyside,
baby. Sunnyside pride, and which is why I'm donating this mural to my high school in May. And the thing about Sunnyside though was, even though we were raised to have Sunnyside pride and be prideful in ourselves, the senator, we have 2 black senators in the state of Texas. One of them went to my same high school. So there was this person that you saw become something great who went to the same school that you did, even though your school is supposedly a minority black school that has subpar education. Sunnyside was voted in 2013 as the worst city in Houston to live in by realtors. When I was home last time, this guy just broke out and shot somebody, 12, doom, right at the gun. I'm driving by like, what the hell happened over there?
Oh, wow.
Because my father still lives there. So when I go back to Houston, I'm thrown back into this environment that I can never really, leave from as long as my father is here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always connected to my community.
Yeah.
And so it was tough, I guess. That's what I'm saying. But we used to have this thing growing up in my house that we were in the ghetto, not of the ghetto. So is this sense of not really knowing you were in the ghetto, so to speak, because you dress well. My father was an engineer, you know what I mean? But we still dealt with you dealt with ghetto shit. So like I became a lawyer.
But that was not who you were.
Well, I became a lawyer because my aunt told me I could never do it.
Ooh.
That's ghetto shit.
Yeah. Just to let them know.
You know what I mean? There's no other word for it, because this is the kind of stuff that children have to come up in black families, unfortunately. You know what I mean? That's because your parents or people that are molding their mentality and molding who they are sometimes their worst enemies.
Yeah. Oh wow. So the people in the ghettos are telling their children that this is what it is.
It's just, you know what it is? I just think it becomes not a cesspool. That's such a bad word. But on some level, it's like hurt people, whether they mean to or not. So you know, people like she can obviously Marye can be a lawyer because Marye licensed in 2 states and she the WallStreetLawyer.com. So obviously Marye can be a lawyer,
exactly,
right? But she could never be a lawyer, right? No, not a career criminal. She could never be a lawyer. So, and that experience made me who I was, because I grew up and my family told me I was not smart. Well, they said I was book smart. I didn't have any common sense. Okay, this was the running joke. You know what I'm saying? And so I think, but it made me become a nerd. It made me become someone who sat on the very front row of the school in class every day, because I didn't think that I was smart, so I had to work for it. But when I worked for it, my ass was like flying, because I was really very smart. Maybe two ahead of them. You see what I'm saying? So that's you know, you come up in that kind of an environment, but you know, and I wanted to go to a white undergrad just to see if I could compete with white people. This was a very logical decision I had at 18 years old. You know, I just wanted to sit next to Becky and see how me and Becky went up, you know, toe to toe. And what I found though was that Becky was over there panicking and shit. And I was like, this bitch is fucking crazy. You know, you had seen so many, you know, I had experienced my first miracle at the age of 9 years old. Right? Having been abused by a stepmother and having prayed for that. And when my father came into my 4th grade classroom, I said, wow, God has answered my prayers. So having had that strong and a type of family that if you don't go to church on Sunday, you can't go nowhere. So if I want to go to the skating rink, I got to go to Sunday school. All right, I'm at Sunday school.
Exactly.
You know, so the foundation, I could not be shaken. You know, and that is what has kind of carried me through. Wow. You know,
discipline. Yeah, and that just keeps on going to this day. So what's the height for you? Is it just lawyer? You got to accomplish? Are you trying to accomplish something? Is there
that I'm driven by doing something, and I know, you know what I want to do? If I could be I just want to be a living example. If I could just show people that the what they can do and be if they only yet believe. That there's no way in hell I ever had all of the resources at my disposal that I thought that I would need. And every time I faced a bigger obstacle, I was like, yo, I can't jump over there, you know? But
once you did it,
it was always, but it's been a faith walk. It's been, you got to get out the boat to walk on water. And that has been the journey.
Yeah, because it's hard for someone to just say, I'm just gonna leave from Houston, go to New York, I'm just gonna thrive. I mean, it's hard for someone to really put the formula together in their head.
But you know what? The formula came in my head. I had a dream. Like this, yo, I'm not. I know what you're thinking. But yo, I really did have a dream.
One of those nights.
You know, it started because I had, you know, and this is this interesting story that because I'm going to be in Forbes next month. You know, it stands April 5th. Yay! And hold up, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, there we go.
Forbes,
baby. And I said to myself, you know, if I get 60 words in Forbes, what are they going to be? So let me tell you.
She is reading from the
Trendsetters article.
Okay, and this is going to be in Forbes next month.
Yes. Okay. It stands April 5th.
You heard it first, HBCU Wall Street.
Yes, you did. These professionals share what makes them each trendsetters in today's economy. And before I read this, I really want to give special thanks to my brother Willie Dean, who helped me pick out my photo and craft my statement. He just snatches me together, and I love you for that. It says, faith is the key to success in today's economy. 99.9% of my success happened because I always believed it would. While working 13 hours a day for a Fortune 500 firm and occupying Wall Street on my lunch hour, I always believed I would have my own firm. A few years later, I opened thewallstreetlawyer.com, where I champion economic equality through entrepreneurship. You damn right.
That's a heavy hitter.
And that's what I'm talking about.
That's a golden article. That's a golden quote too.
Thank you.
Thank
nice.
You. Yeah.
And if I get 60 words, what are they going to be? You best believe I'm going to give God his due.
That's good though. So, being on Wall Street, what does your position here entail?
I do all things business, from corporate finance to entertainment law, right? So whatever it is, from I've been blessed to land some big investor clients. Yeah. And the thing I like about investors, I like when they make their money in the market, but they invest back into the economy, into a smaller business. Yes. So they're like serial entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Consistently.
Like a recycle situation going.
Which means I get repeat business. Yeah.
You always work with those guys. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so that's a blessing. And I get to learn a lot of things from them that I absorb in my own entrepreneurial, reading the books that they're reading, doing the things that they're doing, which is part of why I even live down here now, because my wealthiest clients live down here. I guess I need to live down here too, and even that was, first I have the idea, have the thought, then I have the prayer and this, and then it happens. Not even thinking that you can do those things, or you know what I mean? Yeah. But have you guys seen The Secret, the Law of Attraction?
Yes, okay. I've seen that. Yeah.
So that's kind of what I do.
Yeah. You know what's gonna come. You have to create it in your mind, and then it creates outside.
And you just have to believe.
Yeah.
You really have to believe in spite of it all, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not that it don't rain. It rains. It gets there's struggle. There's strife. Yeah. Right. But I get better in my adversity. It's just that my prayer yesterday is like, I had to, every time I go through my little trials, I have to call one of my spiritual gurus and have somebody. If I don't, that's my therapy. We working it out. Mind, body, and spirit. And I know they're like the old dude. He said for me for yesterday. He said, "Your life, you're complaining about your life when you should not be." Ooh. You know what I'm saying?
We got a moment of silence on that one. Okay, go ahead.
But seriously though, and then he says, and you have to be careful of the thoughts that you're thinking on your life. Don't speak ill over your life, because if you do, that becomes self-fulfilling prophecy. And I'm like, yo, duh. Yeah. That's like Law of Attraction 101. Right?
Exactly.
So, but that's the game in life, period. Yeah. It's not that it's not hot. It's not that it's not raining. That's the message in Job. Yeah. Well, when Christian pastors preach it, they say, oh, Job didn't curse God. But to me, it's more than that. It's learning how to really, literally praise when it hurts the most. Yeah. Because I know at the age of 35, having been now a 10-year-old lawyer, I have seen enough adversity to know that every time it hurt, every time hit the fan, that mean it was going down. That means something big was coming. Yeah. And I was like, yesterday, and I noticed, and I was like, it's just, you get to because I know he loves me too much for me to have to endure any pain for nothing, right? He loves me way too much for me have to suffer. So if I got to go through the swamp and I got to jump over some alligators and get bit by this tiger, I'm just saying, I know it's a star down there somewhere that's going to make me invincible. I just know it, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, but I think yesterday I was just like, yo, man, another swamp. But that means what? That means another star.
Yeah, that's very true. Wow.
And that's how I ended up here. Yeah. That's been the journey. It was literally, I had these earth-shattering, dismantling, life-shattering moments. Yeah. And then I researched religion, like God was giving me a bar exam, and God was going to tell me, if you don't pass this test, you can't get into my gates, little homie. So I was studying it, like when you study for the bar as an attorney, you have to study 10 to 12 to 15 hours a day for 2 months straight.
Oh man,
it's a mental endurance. But my dad used to make me do math problems every day when I was a child. Yeah. So I have a stamina for mental endurance. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you learn your system. Like you can go 4 hours at a time. Yeah. So I would do things in 4-hour blocks. You know, and but when I came to religion and I wanted to know what was true, like I didn't question God's existence. I had experienced asking and receiving too many times for me to understand that there's somebody I'm communicating with, because somebody is answering the little stuff I'm asking for. So there's something going on over there, right? Yeah.
So let's talk about the wallstreetlawyer.com.
Okay.
How does this come about? And I want to get deep into it to the point where it's like you're at this point where things are, I'm sure, going well, and you're like, I'm ready to step off and step out. What's the process of doing that? Yeah, because I know you preach faith a lot, but was it easy for you to just be like, oh, wallstreetlawyer.com, that's what's going to be, this is what we're going to do, and blah, blah, blah.
No, it hurt. Like I said, it's been all of these, it's been earth shattering. It's been life shattering. It's been difficult. It was tears shed. It was maybe the brand name itself came to me out of the realization that I could no longer work with a lifelong friend and partner, and you know what I mean? Yeah. And so now that I'm not working with this person and I'm not this brand anymore, who am I now? Yeah. And then the next month, the wallstreetlawyer.com comes to me, which is a skill set I picked up from this person, but this is out of my greatest problems come my greatest opportunities, and but these problems, they hurt. I mean, they hurt. Yeah. They do it. And it's interesting because when I spoke on that panel, that's what I was talking about. When I spoke on the panel, I think people see me and they see the wallstreetlawyer.com brand. They see you in a suit and they see maybe a pretty face, but they think you don't know struggle. Yeah. They think that you don't hurt. They
just don't show it.
It's, what, it's not even this that I don't show it. It's just that my struggle makes me better. Yeah. My struggle makes me prettier. My struggle makes me shine harder. My struggle, I grow another wing. Yeah. Like, oh shit.
That needs to be on a picture somewhere. My struggle makes me prettier.
It does. It literally does. Yeah. And so that's why, even though when you get frustrated, you get tired of having to struggle to it. Yeah. Right? But change is a violent process.
It really is.
It just is what it is. The birth of a baby is a violent process. Yeah. No mother's cursing I gotta give birth to this. She's not cursing. She's too excited about the baby that's coming. Yeah. And that's the gift of life. That's the trick. To not curse the pain, but to be excited about what you know that it's bringing you. Yep. To focus on the rainbow in the middle of the pain. Yeah. It helps the pain go through. You go through it quicker. Yeah. You go through it. That's how you find the blessing in it. That's how you grow into things that you didn't even think possible. Yeah. Because every time I'm going through a problem, every time I get knocked the wind out of me, I'm like, Lord, thank you. 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 Yeah. You know what I mean? And I push, and these things get birthed. So that the brand came out of a heartbreak. Probably me moving to New York came out of a heartbreak. Like, all this shit was broken heart. But my greatest problem has always been my greatest opportunity. Yeah. I live it. Yeah. I breathe it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's what has made me who I am. And if there's anything that I want to give to people in a time where Earth is going through so many changes, very true, right? Very true. And if people can embrace that, go with the flow, trust what's inside of them, ride out the storm, we will find that the changes are we can change for the better. We cannot. We should never fear the change. Yeah. Because anytime there's fear, there's not enough faith in the room.
That's very true. Wow.
And I hate to be sounding like a preacher, but it's the only trick I
got. Oh man, Marye Dean, everybody. Don't forget, follow her on Instagram at Marye Dean ESQ. Marye with the E. BeDetermined.org is my next topic. Got to get into that, definitely. So you're going back and forth from Houston to New York. You're a lawyer. You're working. Like, explain, please.
Okay. Well, I go home a lot because I have to be there for my father.
Yes.
Right. And he could take care of himself. He does. The only thing I really go in and make sure the house is clean.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Make sure the maid coming. They don't wash clothes. I wash fold clothes. Okay. So I'm really going there to look out for my father, who is a Marine, do or die, semper fi. That's why my heart beat the way it do. I got the heart of a Marine in me. You know. And it's so I can never let go of my roots. And which is a phenomenal thing because Beyonce made it cool to be black again. Which is what I needed. Yeah. If I needed it, I know the state of Black America needed it. We needed something to make us proud. Yeah. We needed something to be proud of ourselves about. If it wasn't nothing but somebody proud of their nose, somebody proud of their nappy hair. Yeah. For once. You know, it was just a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? And so I decided to get my black information and do this bike ride from Houston to New Orleans.
Yes. Wow.
I know, it's stupid, right? I've been doing some stupid things.
That's a lifetime accomplishment, though. You can check that off and tell everybody.
Bucket list!
Exactly. Yeah. So you're into the fighting childhood obesity movement and...
I'm into Senator Rodney Ellis.
Okay, explain.
He went to Worthing High School. So this is one of the people that I'm honoring in the mural that I'm unveiling in May. I'm honoring State Senator Rodney Ellis and State Representative Texas State Representative Doctor. Because she made sure you put that doctor on her stuff. Dr. Alma A. Allen, who has been like a mother figure to me. Not having my mother as I grew up. Yeah. When I did my internship program, I interned during the 79th legislative session for the TLIP, the Texas Legislative Internship Program, a program started by Senator Rodney Ellis. And I did that internship during my second year law school, and he put me in her office, which she was his third or fourth grade teacher, one of them. And so there was this bond and this sense of community, and she was an educator. So she went from teacher to State Board of Education, teacher to principal to State Board of Education to Texas House of Representatives. And so while I worked for her, we invited every student down to the Texas Capitol to tour the Capitol and just to show them what it meant to be in politics, in local politics. And so because of that, so the theme of the mural is each one teach one. Ooh. Yeah, and you know where that comes from, right? Yeah. During slavery, black people could not read. It was illegal to read, and y'all don't want to read. I like doing illegal stuff now. So it was illegal to read. So anytime someone learned how to read, they had a duty to teach someone else. Yeah. So that's the theme behind the mural. In the mural, there's an image of Senator Rodney Ellis standing on the shoulders of Representative Alma Allen. There's another silhouette of her stirring it's like a spoon with the key of knowledge on the other tip into his brain. Ooh. Then in the center of the mural is Senator Rodney Ellis, a young senator with a fro. Power to the people, pointing to the window, showing the students the window of opportunity. And I was one of those students that he showed the window of opportunity. Wow. And this is my way of saying thank you. And for me to go back and show the students, I'm in Forbes. Yeah. I went to Worthing. I'm in Forbes. And because this is supposed to be something that is impossible for the little nappy haired girl from Sunnyside to grow up and be an attorney, wallstreetlawyer.com at that, and to be in Forbes. These are impossible things, and that is why I'm doing this impossible ass bike ride, because the only time I've ever did a bike ride before was with Senator Rodney Ellis and Tour de Hood, because one time Houston was voted the fattest city.
Oh, I remember that.
And I grew up as a fat child. For those who know me from way back in the day, I was a little on the chunky side.
Yeah, man.
You know, I done slimmed down. I look good now. So, you know, but it was interesting though, as I've been now training, doing 2-a-days. When I found out about it,
2-a-days.
Yeah, so I found out about the ride. At 30 days out, I don't even have a bike. I still don't have a bike.
Wow.
But this is my type of party. And I done got sick this week. That's how I know I'm stressing myself. My ass doing 2-a-days. But it's the premise is you don't have to have all of the answers. You don't even have to think. All you have to do is think that you can do it. Believe in yourself. Go for it. Yeah. It's exciting. Even if let's say worst case scenario, I ride 2 days and they got to put my thing on and I got to ride the rest of the way in the truck. I hope I ain't that person. I'm gonna try not to be that person. I'm gonna record this thing so y'all know if I did it or not.
Oh man.
But it's so exciting to have these goals that are bigger than you. They push you and they require different things from you. Yeah. And you grow in ways that, man, I'm gonna be fine as hell this summer. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great mentality. That's a great thing, a great way to go about life.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing it, because I want those students, and even for the students and for my entrepreneurs, when you're starting a business, entrepreneurship is the ultimate faith walk. You are literally making something out of nothing. Yes. Nothingness. Very nothing true. But an idea, right? Yeah. But you gotta start somewhere, and a dream is just as good a place as any.
Yeah, that's very true.
I forgot who said that, but
oh yeah, but great quote. So, financial literacy in the Black community. What's the state? What do you see? What's your take on it?
I'm gonna be optimistic.
Okay.
Because I am an optimist. And so what I'm gonna say for financial literacy in the Black community is I'm going to give the Black community something through HBCU Wall Street. So y'all thank them. You know, because I'm not going to pole mouth us. I'm going to speak power into us. Yeah. And the power that I'm going to give you is Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther and Abraham Hicks. And this couple, the secret was made from their wisdom. Yes. So they were teaching this wisdom about the law of attraction from a very, intense, deep, right down to the every single thought, when you're going into the store making a purchase, what is this thought saying about your situation? Yeah. And it also includes maybe, she'll talk about the negative story that you may be repeating to yourself, and then a better story that you need to start repeating to yourself. And I tell people all the time, faith is a muscle, just like any other muscle. You have to continually work it out. So I listen to a lot of this stuff in my sleep. I listen to it, at one point I remember when I was going through a dark phase in my life, I watched The Secret every single day because it put me on the right channel emotionally, and it was easier to stay on that channel emotionally when I put myself there. Start the day that way, because that's where your power is. Yeah. Even through your darkness, if you can stay in that positive mindset, if you change the conversation in your head, because God says He's empowering every thought that you're thinking. Yes, exactly. So this is where Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham and Esther Hicks will help you hone in on the thoughts and fix the thoughts. And once the thoughts and the mental image changes, then the action will change. Right? I don't subscribe to the different actions that you can do. Rub 2 nickels together and turn around 3 times. Or save $10 every day. Or my method is right mind, right action. But if you get your mind right, your actions will take care of themselves. So Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham and Esther Hicks. Because there are certain things that you can't fake. Soul is one of them. Very true. And this is why, if they could confuse you about how to maneuver with that soul through various different religions and suppress your ancient wisdom and not show you how to really do the mind, if they can suppress that and have you redirecting your soul or your thoughts in negative ways, which is, we know, this commercials and propaganda on media and stuff like that. Yes. They can get your mind in some other places, then they can get your actions in those other places.
Very true.
So it is up to you to get your mind in the right place if you want your actions to be in a certain place. Money and the Law of Attraction by Abraham and Esther Hicks.
Yes.
Because you can't fake soul. Right?
Yeah.
Some people, and your soul is so rich.
Yeah.
Right? It's so powerful.
It really is.
We are very passionate people. Passion is power.
Yeah.
If I confuse you about your passion and show you how not to direct it right, I won and you lost. But when you know how to really direct that power. Have y'all read Think and Grow Rich?
Yes.
All right. So
greatest books.
Yeah, and he says
keep it close, definitely.
The number, he has a list on here of why people seldomly succeed before the age of 40. And he talks about improper use of sex transmutation.
Yes.
Spreading your oaks all over the place.
Yep.
When it's focused and concentrated.
Yeah.
You ain't got to be, if you can't be with some one person like me, then maybe not giving it to nobody is the answer.
Yes.
But you don't want to spread it yourself, because you scatter body, scatter mind.
Yeah.
Right? That's power.
Yeah.
But if you hold on to it, you can transmute it into other things.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, and some of the best things that I've ever written came out of celibacy, Lord. That energy had to go somewhere. But we understand that why that works that way in Think and Grow Rich. When you understand how to harness that power. Is passion a bad thing? Black people are so passionate. We're so intense. Yeah. That's power.
It really is.
And when you really know how to direct that power, you are a force to behold.
Very
you become
true.
the Oprahs and the Jay-Z's and the Beyonces, and that is what they were afraid of. This is why they misguided you about your culture, your religion, and the truth about what to do with that mind.
Yeah.
But when you get right knowledge, oh, shuck it, duck it now. Your ass grows to be the WallStreetLawyer.com. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man, shout outs to that. So you are super excitement. Like that's all I see on you.
Yeah, that's good.
How do you unwind? Like what is your like workout routine? What is your thing to kind of just be like,
if I gotta be honest, not just no, I spend a lot of time meditating.
You meditating? Yes.
You know why? Because when I said in that quote, 99.9% of my success happened because I always believed it would. To expand on that one sentence, 99.9% of the task at hand is to work on the mental picture, is to relax, is to not fret when ego want to say look, problem, fire. The other part of me is like, what's that, little homie?
Definitely gotta add the little homie to it.
And I spend a greater with the incense burning and the music on, and I spend more time doing that than the other stuff, because this is classic what she tells you to in Money and the Law of Attraction. 99.9% of your job is to tell the better story, then do everything else you have time for. Why is that? Because what the soul can do, by comparison, the soul is 1,000,000 to your 1, right? And when the soul is 1,000,000 pumped up, when you go into that space and take care of the 1,000,000, when you get back to the one is more efficient. The one knows exactly where to go. And this is how, to me, you happen to be on the elevator with the person who you needed to pitch your project to. This is how I can come out into the reality, and reality is now conforming to what I was envisioning when I was over there in my 1,000,000. So I spend a lot of time trying to do the woosah. If I gotta go to the park, if I gotta get in nature, if I gotta watch the sunrise. I remember, when I first started working out in law school, it wasn't because I wanted to be fine. It was because I was brokenhearted, and I needed to. It was the only thing that could calm me down was to watch the sun come up, because it reminded me of who was in control. and it would relax. That gave me a sense of relaxation.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh well, yeah, you the one. I know, me and you, we've been here before. I could trust it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah, that's a good way. It's always good to unwind and relax. I mean, and just have bring that oneness with yourself. It helps everything. So here in New York and Wall Street, you're working with a diverse group of people. You're working with all races. How do they view you when they work with you? Is there a difference, or does everyone just say, this is just someone that's working, that knows what she's doing, and I can work with them? How is it?
What's interesting is that even though, like when I did the panel, one of the persons on the panel was so adamant about rebuilding Black Wall Street. And I'm looking at him like, you know what they did to the last Black Wall Street? It went up in smoke. You want to come building this in my backyard? You want me to be the poster child? See that hanging from the light bulb? I just can't, But I have to say, as far as investors go, Black Wall Street has been good to me.
Yeah.
And when I first got down here, I used to have this running joke like, good Lord, do all the black men shine shoes? Ain't no black bosses? Where's the black bosses? Where you get the black bosses? Then I finally started to meet some. What was interesting about them, though, was that the bosses were older. So they were the ones, I feel like, that's why the stock market is a gamble. But they came in at a time where the gamble was in their favor. Yeah. Now that doesn't say that the guys that are my age are as smart or as intelligent as the old heads, but the market gonna do what it do. Yeah. Right? And you're not in control of that.
Very true.
So that's why I like entrepreneurship, because you are in control of it 100%.
Yeah. So you were talking about stocks and gambling. So what
yeah, it's a gamble.
On one side, you put your money into you buy shares of a company. That money goes towards growing that company. On the other side, you can say that that money you're gambling it. You're putting into something, not knowing where it's gonna go. You can never guess. There's no algorithm out there that's gonna be 100%. What can you expand on that?
Well, it's just the truth. No one knows. No one knows what the stock market is going to do, whether it's going to go up or down, especially stock brokers.
Very true.
They don't know, and we all know. We've all seen The Wolf of Wall Street. At the very least, that they're salesmen. Yeah. They're phenomenal salesmen. Yep. But to be successful in any business, you have to be a salesman. Yeah. You have to be good at sales. You have to be good at selling yourself. Yeah. That is an aspect in every business, right? Yep. So, whether you're selling cars, coffee, it doesn't matter.
Water.
Water. You have to be good at sales. Yeah. I just think the problem with the market was people were selling things that they believed in. They were selling things that they did not believe in. They had people investing in companies that they knew were dump companies. Yeah. They were making deals that they knew were bad deals. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the those residential mortgage-backed securities. Those kind of things that they put together those packages for people to invest in when they knew these people would default on these loans. You know what I mean? Yeah. Getting people to invest. So it was just, and that's where it became, bad business. Because you get into the argument too, is capitalism bad? You know, and I'm of the theory that I don't think it is. You can't blame the system. Just like the stock market system is not necessarily bad per se. They weren't supposed to put together bad deals.
Very true.
A bad deal is a bad deal. Yep. Period. Right? Yeah. So, but the way capitalism is designed to work, that if we like a company, we support them. We don't like a company, we don't support them, and they die. Yeah. So your dollars are supposed to be able to decide. It becomes where it's not a fair system of capitalism, where people are favoring their friends, or capitalism and government becomes intertwined, right? And in a bad way, but it's whether you throw capitalism out and put in another system, it's not the system per se, it's how the system is being ran and regulated. You can corrupt any system. Lord knows, we see them corrupt the religion. They corrupt the church house. They can corrupt anything. So
that's very true. Anything could be corrupted for a gain.
Yes.
Personal
and
gain.
Everything can be done right. For the betterment of all. So and I enjoy capitalism. Because the thing about it is, it's America. It's what America was founded on.
Very true.
And is it a bad thing to be thrust into this game of America where you have to do or die? I mean, you can look at it that way and say, woe is me for being born in this place where you have to make a buck, and you have to, you can't just
gotta get up in the morning.
You gotta make $1. I can't just go sit on by the lake and meditate and zen, and this suck. You know what I'm saying? Or you can say, wow, I was born in America where this opportunity to go from rags to riches does still exist. And even though I might be black and I may have certain things that are obstacles for me, even within my blackness, I understand that there's my source of power, and that I have everything that I need, that I can go from rags to riches and just, put on your game face and get it popping. You know what I'm saying? Do you curse the fact that you're not of your parents' generation where you have job security, where you have a 401k that's you might can't get rich off your 401k, but you can live a minimum wage existence to the day you're dead and sit around the house and enjoy your grandkids? Do you curse that you don't have that option and that you got to get out in this world and scrap? You know what I'm saying? Or you just put your game face on and you get out here and scrap. And so and I think that's what made me the WallStreetLawyer.com. That's how you go from occupying, which is the sense I feel like for black people as a whole. We got two choices. Whether it's a victim of family violence or a black person who's a minority versus white privilege, or whoever you can choose to be a victim, or you can choose to be a victor. You can choose to say, woe is me, big bad bully. You got all the resources and you don't want to give me none. I can't make it in this world. Y'all enslaving all the men, and y'all just making this shit hard. You can play that victim stance and keep, but by the law of attraction. Back to the basics, right? By the law of attraction, the more that you complain about the rain and the pain and the circumstance and what you don't have, you're going to continue to not have, to be second class, So that's why I feel like on some level, maybe we are our own biggest problem. Because the thing that we should be saying is all the stuff that we do have. We got the power of our passion that's inherent in our black race. We got they tried. I was raised Christianity. They thought I wasn't going to get this knowledge. There's something inside me said, I don't think so, little homie. You're going to get this wisdom one way or another, right? Then I'm going to tell you what to do in your dream. But this was after you got the wisdom and you knew what to do with your dream. Now you're going to have the dream, so you know how to interpret the dream. And you better move on the dream, because if you don't move on the dream, you ain't got no faith. You got faith to feel you can choose. Victim, victor. Yes, I'm not saying the bully is right. I'm not saying the bully who beats the victim, because I used to do divorce victims and mom, so that's why I keep going back there. That was really where the story began. But it and when I was interviewed for Forbes, they helped me put it together that there were all these, it's the same mentality that translated from that to that. Victim, bully, job victim, Occupy Wall Street, WallStreetLawyer.com. Either I'm going to, and let me tell you, I had this dumb sign. I was the only one. It said, don't occupy Wall Street, start a business. I still got the sign. Don't occupy Wall Street. And I did a photo shoot with it. Thank God. So I have these things to remember, and it's on my Twitter. It's the profile picture on my Twitter. And so, and I remember when I was doing the photo shoot, somebody walked up and laughed like, ha ha. And it was, don't occupy. But it was because it's so, how do you go from one to the other? But that was my mentality. To me, Occupy Wall Street was just like begging slave master for a few more fucking crumbs. When that's the whole idea of a job anyway. If you don't like what you have to make, if you're job dependent for one, because you don't have to be job dependent. We can all be independent in the land of the great America. That's what America was founded on. We can all be independent. We can all give us free, right? So, but if you got to be job dependent, right? You gonna get what the fuck I give you.
Exactly.
I got a minimum wage that I got to give your ass. That's all you gonna get. But that's what a job is. It's just over broke. That's the incentive for you to go create your own thing. And continually begging for crumbs is, where has that gotten us? That's gotten us right down here, occupied as a whole, begging for bigger crumbs. That's not the solution. If our parents had known the importance of starting a business back then, that could really, and had this idea of being job free. But see, we as black people, we come from because once we getting a good job is everything. A good paying job. We was working for free. So
I'm with the union now. I can't be fired until it happens. But
you can create your own.
You
can literally create your own, and we have all the resources to be able to do that. And what's interesting though, when you think about the ability of people who come from out of the United States into the United States and are able to do that, the minorities, whether they coming from Nigeria, Africa, wherever, Jamaica, and they can come over here and they do that. It's a lot harder for the people that live here. The black Americans, to do that, because they are much more conditioned. They see too many obstacles. They are living and breathing. They're stuck in the cesspool. They can't see the forest for the trees. This is why, I don't even watch TV. This is why you can cut that shit off, as far as I'm concerned. I don't need nothing else telling me I can't do. They can all kiss my ass.
That's very true, though.
It is. I have to be, and I'm listening to the things that are empowering to me. I don't want to watch a show about a powerful black woman who ain't got no man, because that ain't the reality I'm trying to recreate for myself. So fuck Mary Jane. I'm Mary Jane. Oh, you got me clowning. Don't judge me.
Oh man, Mary Dean, everybody. I'm gonna close out the show.
Okay.
I do want to close out. If you can get that quote from the trendsetters from Forbes. But before you say that, I do want to say, do not forget to check out Marye Dean Esquire, thewallstreetlawyer.com. Also, check out bedetermined.org and check out on Instagram at Marye Dean Esquire. Is there anywhere else we could see you that you want to?
Well, if you want to donate to the cause, donate to this organization, bedetermined.org. I would really appreciate it. I'm going to highlight the people that have given to me so far, and keep that party going. So you can go on my website, thewallstreetlawyer.com. There's a tab, bedetermined.org. You click that tab and you'll see why my reason why I'm doing this ride, and it's a button on there that you can click that says donate.
And also, do not forget to check us out at HBCU Wall Street. Subscribe and share. Tell a friend. You gotta tell a friend, because Marye Dean is amazing. I mean, she's on fire today, and so much education is going on. You gotta tell a friend. You gotta share. You gotta subscribe. If you like what you hear, give us a good little rating. A comment will do. Thumbs up wherever you can. Definitely check us out on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and all your other podcast apps. And also, don't forget to check out Twitter at HBCU Wall Street. And you can also check me out, Leroy Moncra, at Mr. Toddy03, MRTOTTY03. So I just want to close out this show with the quote, Marye Dean Esquire, everybody.
I'm going to bring this back. We're going to open the doors of church. As I read by Trendsetter's quote. Because I declare, faith is the key to success in today's economy. 99.9% of my success happened because I always believed it would. While working 13 hours a day for a Fortune 500 firm and occupying Wall Street on my lunch hour, I always believed I would have my own firm. A few years later, I opened thewallstreetlawyer.com, where I champion economic equality through entrepreneurship. Mary Dean ESQ at thewallstreetlawyer.com.